Hi everybody, it's Lene. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. Yesterday, I kind of went on a little thrift find and picked up this little pack of, their little burlap tags and also this little ivory tassel. And I thought that kind of inspired today's project, believe it or not. So I'm going to put these aside for a second. And I also found this really cute vase and like the little handles. This is what got it for me, and it's also a color that's in my little craft room, so I thought that would be really cute. And then I also found this little brass candlestick holder, and I love this because it's in this shape that I've not seen before. So I'm going to put some pictures in here of how I styled that so you can see what I did with them. All right, so back to the little burlap tag. So I also stopped by the Dollar Tree and I picked up this little notebook and just a little soft cover, black with lined paper. And I thought this would make a great journal. And a lot of times I build mostly I build the entire journal and we fill it with papers, and sometimes they're tea dyed, sometimes they're coffee dyed. But the cover is always a lot of fun to do. So in today's video, we're going to really focus on the cover and just taking something that's pre-made. What's special about this one is it does have a stitched binding, and I'm going to utilize that in the video. However, this is just kind of unfortunate, so we're going to cover that up. And we're going to use this, and I don't know, maybe this. So put these aside. So the paper I'm going to be using today is just sort of some scraps I had left over from one of my very favorite paper packs. It is Country Blooms by Hot Off the Press, and I've used this several times before, and as you can see, I don't have much left. So we're going to be utilizing this one. I'll put the link for that down below in the description box if you're interested. It's a great paper pack. So I really love the purples in this piece. And on this piece, I've never used this truck, and I'm not sure how I'm going to use it today, but I really like this piece here because we're going to be doing some collaging on the front of this. If collaging is something that challenges you or you don't think you're very good at it, I'm going to give you some tips today, some things that help me when I do this. So the first thing we're going to do is cut down some paper. Okay, and I know I want to use this piece here. I want to use a little bit of this black border. And so we're going to just make a little mark right down here, up here, cut that down. Same with that. I think we're just going to go ahead and do that. Let me get my paper cutter. All right, so that is 5 3/4. All right, and then I have this piece right here, and we're going to see if we can use that as well. I think we can get most of that chuck on there. 5 3/4. And for this purple, I'm only going to need not a lot. Let's see. I think probably just two inches of it is going to be plenty. Save that scrap. And we're going to cut that to 5 3/4 as well. And 5 3/4 on this one. Because we're going to do front and back. And then we're going to do something on the inside as well. Oops. All right. So let's take this one. First of all, I like that this part is already torn. So we're just going to go with that. We're just going to make that a theme. And I love this, that it looks like it's kind of a ledger that we've got going on here. There we go. And then I've got my little applicator tool with some brown ink on it. And this has already got a lot of that color of brown in it, so I like to just sort of finish that off. Running a little dry on the ink. All right. I've been doing a lot of thrifting lately and finding all kinds of little treasures. And if I just walk out of there with like one thing, that is a total score for the day. I'm excited about it. And I think I paid for the little vase, that was $2.50, and there was 50% off. So I think it started at like $4.95. And then the little brass candlestick holder was $6.95. So, and that was half of that. So I like to go on 50% off day because, you know, your girl likes a bargain. So I always know what day that is. And I'll stop by there after work and I'll just spend like 20 minutes kind of walking through. And what I love is I found the brass candlestick. They have a section of all like candles and hurricane lamps and candlesticks. They're all kind of mismatched. And I was looking through them and I wasn't really finding anything. And then I looked down and kind of in the back and it was sort of inside of a jar. I was like, ooh, what's that? And so yeah, that felt like a real score. In fact, when I was checking out, the lady running the register was like, where'd you find that? That's so cool. And I'm like, I know. So that's always great. All right, so this is going to go here. I really like those little flowers at the top. So we're going to feature that. And did I get that? I think I even got it a little too wide. So we're just going to trim that down a little bit. All right, so that's going to go right there. And then before we glue anything down, there we go. I'm going to show you what I'm thinking about here. So I have been showing you guys my bag of goodies where I just toss all my little buttons and things. I still haven't found a box. I'm trying to find a special box to put all of this in, but I just haven't found it yet. So I'm going to grab a couple of buttons in here too. These somehow didn't end up in my button box. That's okay. So let's see what else I found in there earlier. So I found that, which is just some trim, some ivory trim. And then I have this paper doily, because this is my favorite size, little 4-inch wide paper doily. And I'm extending it off the edge here because I want it to be cut off. Then I found this little 2-inch paper doily, or this is actually a crocheted doily. And then this really adorable, this is like a velvet peony flower that I had in my little stash of stuff. And this pack is from Petaloo. This is probably 5 or 6 years old, but it is vintage velvet peonies, purple and lavender. And I really like the purple. And it came with a little leaf right in there. So here's my collage thing. I've got, let me take this off. I've got 1, 2, 3 things. Odd numbers are always nice. What else do they have in common? They're circular. All right. So you could find things that are alike in theme. Okay. But they're made of different materials. So texture is really, really nice. And then if they don't have, if they're not, the next thing could be something completely different, but has a different color. Maybe it's also circular. So they need to have things in common. And it's really nice if 2 of the 3 things have 2 things in common. There's kind of a little formula there. All right. And so then that little guy is so cute. We could hang it here, but I thought I like to hang things down this way. And that's kind of fun. And then out of my little bag of goodies, I have this little butterfly that I love. And then those little buttons that I just got out of there. It's nice to put some things here and here. Okay. So this cover is going to have some dimension on it. It's not going to be too bad. All right. And then I've been loving these little pins. I got this whole pack off of Temu. But you guys, I have clothing items that I have found that have these, that are holding the price tag on them. Have you ever seen these? And they're just little bulb-shaped pins. And I love that because I can just stick that in either in this when it is attached, or I can put it through that little stitched binding. All right, so I have that, and then I have some purple, once again bringing in that color, some purple baker's twine. I have this really pretty ivory trim. It's almost like it's lace, but it's a trim. That could go there. And then I've got these purple ribbons here. This one's really pretty too. It has these little nubby things on it there. And those could just be making up a tassel. And then speaking of tassels, I have this one. So I don't know that I'll use all of that, but I think we're getting the idea there. I don't know that I'll need a closure. Okay, but if I do need a closure, I have this. It's this lovely twill that I could glue under the papers and have a little tie. So that's where I'm going with all this. Okay, so let's see how it goes. We're gonna move all this over here and all of this over here. All right, so let's get to gluing down some papers. I'm just using my favorite Cosmic Shimmer Specialist acrylic glue, and I want to make sure that the edges are glued down really well, because the outside edges of a journal, of a card, whatever you're working on, this outside edge is the edge that gets used the most. Okay, people tend to turn it from here, so we really want to make sure that that is good. The cover of this is just an inexpensive paper, so that's great for us because we're elevating this little Dollar Tree journal, and because it's paper, it's gonna take the glue really, really well. There we go. All right, now let's flip that over. We can take this one off. Oh, it says the measurements of this are 6 by 8. Okay, that was handy. All right, and we're going to do the same thing on this side, making sure that's glued in really well. Oof, looks like I got over the edge a little bit. It's all right. And then our little pickup truck. I didn't get to use it on the front cover, but it's going to look great. All right, I love that little vintage truck. So cute. All right, so now on the inside of this too, I thought I would take just some little rectangles of paper and make some tabs on there. And when I do that, I just like to make little rectangles, fold them in half, and then take about 5 to 10 pages and then glue one right here, sandwiching the paper, and then I just do 5 more, 10 more, and I glue it down, down, down. So that's going to come up. We're also going to do something different on the inside, and I think we'll put a pocket back here. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get the cover done. I need to plug in my glue gun. I always forget. Everybody just talk amongst yourselves for a second. All right, so now we're going to take that little guy and we're going to glue this down as well. Right about there. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and use the liquid glue because hot glue is great for things like the flowers, but the liquid glue, this little trim is going to get quite a bit of use. We're going to probably be hanging our little tassel from it, and the liquid glue is going to really keep it in place. It's not going to peel off as easily as hot glue. So I'm just going to trim it a little bit bigger than the journal because I want it to dry nicely. I don't want to trim it even with those edges quite yet. All right, and we're going to go around here, just like that, and then this little part's going to hang over the edge. Okay, I've got this really cute thing. I think that even though this is cotton, I think this is going to adhere well with the glue as well. And you guys, don't forget, if you're new to my channel, you'll get more information on this in a minute. I love to give away my projects. It's one of my most favorite things. I like to finish these, and then frankly, I don't want it hanging around the house because I make these things every week, and I would just have, well, 52 weeks a year, 1 or 2 projects at a time. That's a lot of stuff hanging around the house. So I like to give these away, and I love to give them away to my subscriber friends. So to participate, you need to like, comment, and be a subscriber. And then my sister-in-law, Carrie, hi Carrie, she's going to pick one of the comments in about a week, and then she is going to announce it in next week's video. So you got to come back and watch next week's video and look for the announcements. It's big and splashy. It says congratulations, you can't miss it. And then you just follow the instructions to claim your prize. All right, so now I think my heat gun is heated up. You know, I got a brand new heat gun. In fact, Carrie gave me a brand new heat gun for Christmas, and I still haven't unpacked it. It's still in the packaging. I'm sorry, Carrie. And I need to get it out because I am excited to use it. I think it's gonna be a great thing to have in my supplies. All right, so I'm gonna lift this up a little bit. I want that leaf to be in there. There we go. All right, so I'm already loving the colors. This is working out. All right, and then this little tag, that little thrifty tag, we're gonna just take that off right there. And on this one, we're just gonna put a line of glue right here. And I did that so that I can hang this and then not have extra glue up on this part of the tag. All right, now we're going to trim off some stuff. There. I'm going to trim off the excess of this. A little trim there. There. Okay, and now I've got that adorable little butterfly. There. And I do have these couple other things that I've picked out. And I thought this little crown and this little pocket watch would be cute for the tassel. And this little heart might be cute to go there. And these are just these little brass charms. They're from like, they're old, you guys. These are from like the late 90s. And they're just in my bag of stuff. All right, and now we've got these little buttons. Got glue all over me. And then here. So you'll notice for the collage, I'm putting 2 buttons, but my third thing is this little heart. And then up here, just the 1 butterfly. So we're still working in those odd numbers. All right, so now we're going to take this little guy, and I think we're going to go ahead, and I like to put the actual fibers through the little pokey thing. And then we're just going to trim this. The thing I always like to do with baker's twine is to trim it. To knot it and then to trim it, because it'll just it'll just be fraying. Well, that's not good. I got one of my little ends got caught up in the knot. That's okay, we'll fix it. There. And then once that's knotted, you can just take it and intentionally fray it and kind of make it look like a little tassel. There we go. All right, and then we're going to take this one, and I just don't want these to be as long as, there we go. And then let's do another one. I love these ribbons. These are also ribbons I've just had in my stash. It feels good to use stuff that I've been keeping for a while. You know, you save it, and you think, I'm going to do something really special with it, and then I just don't use it. So this is a great reason. All right, so this one, I'm just gonna thread on here like that. All right, then we can just take this, I can attach it to the edge of this. Come on. There we go. All right, now that can even be turned so that the little clasp part is going down. And then this is just like this. And then once again, we can knot some of these ends. Actually, I think I'm going to thread on this one this cute little timepiece. This is really cute. Come on. It's like that. And then this one is so tiny. It's just this little piece here, this little crown. Let's see if I can get this one on. Sometimes it's easier if you cut these at an angle, kind of make a point. I might have to use something else to attach it. Come on, are you all rooting for me? We'll deal with that part later. Okay, so there's a cute little tassel that's going to hang off there. Should we move it up? I think we need to move it up. Okay, there we go. There, I like that better. All right, so for the inside, well actually for the outside, there's our little collaged journal front. I might end up adding more to that, we'll see. Then for the inside, gotta go back to my paper stash. Let's see what papers I have here that'll work. I've got some half sheets. All right, so what I want to do here is I love this border. And let's see what this measures to. This paper is just about 7 1/4 inches. So it's just under that 8-inch wide piece there. So I'm thinking, what if I did that? What if I did a little closure, trim this off, and then you had something you could open up on the inside? And then we talked about the little paper tabs. And then in the back, I could take some paper and do this and then make a pocket. All right, so I'm going to cut some paper down and then we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So as you can see here, I've gone ahead and added almost all the tabs, and I still have like one more that I can add to this. So what I did was I took some of the purple paper. This is 1 1/2 inches wide, and then I cut it into 1-inch strips. So just 1 inch all the way down. And we're just going to fold that in half. Oops. I like to add a little ink to that as well. Then we're going to put just a little bit of glue. You want to keep it away from the edge as much as you can. And then what I like to do is find the page I'm going to glue it to. And then I want to shut this so I can see where the last one was. And then we're just going to sandwich that right there. And then we can see how far we need to have it kind of be pulled out. So how far it's going to come out. There. And that's all there is to it. And then if you get some glue on it like I just did, you could put a little piece of wax paper or something plastic could go right there to keep it from sticking. The other thing I did was I went ahead and I glued a little bit of this twill that's going to be the journal tie. I glued that right here on the inside back cover, and on the front I did the same, but then I also took this piece right here, and let me grab the measurements of this. Okay, so this is, journal's 8 inches tall. So I want it to be a little bit smaller, so it's just shy, it's about 7¼ inches wide, and then about 11 inches wide this way. And then when I went ahead and gave it a little crease right there, I left about a 1/2 inch right there. Okay, and the reason is we're going to take a little circle punch. This is just a 1-inch circle punch, and I punched a couple of circles. We're going to take these and make a little circle closure so that that can just open up and close really easily. But I want to make this pretty sturdy, so I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on a couple of these so that they're just a little thicker, like this. So this is 3 of them. Okay, and I think I'm going to grab one more. And that one will just go right here. This is sort of the base circle. Just gives us a place to land. And then this one is going to go right over the top of it, but you want to have this closed first. So how do you secure that? I'm just going to take a little bit of foam tape because I wanted to have a little room for this to slide in. Let's ink that. There we go. I want to have this have a little bit of space like that. You could also glue it, but then if you glued it, I think it might be really flat and then you might have trouble getting in and out of it. So this is just going to kind of go like that, and then you just kind of go like that to secure it. All right, so that's our inside page. It's kind of an expandable one like this. This would be a great place to have people's phone numbers, passwords, if you have trouble remembering your passwords like I do. Just a little kind of secret pocket in the front of your journal like that. And then we're going to go to the back where I've cut down some paper here, and this is going to be our pocket. Okay, this is going to go like this. So I'm going to put some glue here, making sure we get that outside edge really good. Ooh, too much glue right there. It's okay. I probably shouldn't put it where the pocket was going to go, Lene. All right, now we're going to do this. I kind of wish I had left this here. Oh, well, it's too late. That really cute burlap piece. Oh, well. All right, that's going to go right there. And then I still have some of this trim, which I think would look nice on the top edge of that. So let's just put that right there. I'm going to pull that away from this area here because I want it to have room to close. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and trim this, making sure not to cut our tie. There. And then I just made this little tag, okay, and I just used a 2½ inch wide strip of paper. I glued it onto some white cardstock so it's a little more firm, and I just put it into my little tag punch. Put some of our little ribbons there. That can go right there, and that's a great little bookmark. I think it's nice with journals to have a little bookmark so you can remember where you left off. All right, let's see how all this looks right here. You've got our little tassel. We've got our little tie. Ooh, which way am I going here? Remember how to tie. There we go. And then that just keeps everything all nice and tidy because it looks really cute. So you guys, don't forget, this is our giveaway, okay? I can't wait to give this away to one of my subscriber friends. So all you have to do is like, comment, and be a subscriber. Then watch next week's video so you'll know who won and you'll learn how to claim it. Thanks so much for stopping by. I had fun putting this together. As you can see, the journal part can be embellished to make it just a little more elevated, but the fun part is really, I think, the cover and doing this collage type of thing. I hope you try it yourself and grab one of these Dollar Tree little books, little journals, and give it a try. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.